Not just commentator, but conservative commentator.
Oh, I'm a conservative commentator.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
That doesn't surprise me,
now,
of course.
whether you do or not, at some point you have to say to yourself, and maybe it's not verbalized, you have to say to yourself, I am a leader. What was that point for you?
Well, that's a fascinating question. My father, as a child, always said that people would trust me and believe me, so therefore as a child I was a leader, is what my parents would say. And
Well, how did this exhibit itself as a child? I mean, not just the high school offices.
at home,
Okay.
at home.
Did your siblings, who trusted you? Who followed you?
My parents.
At home?
My parents did.
Okay.
And my brothers and sisters. And then my uncles and my cousins. You know, I was like, it felt I had wisdom. You know, my father could try to figure out an issue with the farm.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff that was going on with the farm, and things were not working out the way they were supposed to work out, and we would be around the dinner table. And as a boy, 14 years old, I said, well, Daddy, have you ever tried this? Have you ever thought about this? Because I was well read.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, Daddy said, boy, how did you know that?
Mm-hmm.
Boy, you hear that boy's apt. You know, apt, they used to say apt when we were growing up.
Yeah.
So that's what my father would say. So, boy, I'm telling you, going place. That boy, that's a leader right there. And so it would try, it would work. And then when I was 13, my father had me do the taxes for the farm. Yeah, I was doing the taxes. Yes, putting together the taxes for the farm. And I would pay the hands. My father would pay in cash. I would pay all the hands. You know, they go get all this money from the bank. I would pay and keep a track record of what is paid, what is outstanding, and it makes sure that at the end of the year when we give it to the accountant. So I had all these responsibilities. So it's not strange that I'm an entrepreneur, because my parents are entrepreneurs. I always had the gifts of the marketplace, because I would tell my father, you know what, I don't think cotton's going to do well next season.
How would you know?
I read the trends. I read a lot of economic periodicals. I got to tell you, I said, Dad, you know, they didn't have the internet back then. I said, you know, I was reading these trends because my father didn't read. And I said, I got to tell you something. I would skip planting cotton next year. And I think you should go more with barley, a little more with tobacco, but I think you should go heavy on the swine, because I think that you're going to make money. And it would always work that way. So in my household, I could always sort of drive the economic. And then I said to my father, just before he became ill, I said, you know, Daddy, I was away from home at this time. I said, you know, the farm is suffering. I think there are going to be a lot of lawsuits over this tobacco and cigarettes. As I remember, you used to tell us that you all can crop and grow this tobacco, but you better not be caught smoking it, because it'll kill you. And I said, I got to tell you something. I think these lawsuits, I think it's going to impact tobacco. I don't think tobacco is going to be what it once was. And I don't know if it's going to be able to pay for Kent and Bruce and everybody else's education. I think we need to try something else. And my father eventually said, the farm is not going to sustain you boys, and like I thought it would. He said, I think Armstrong might be right. And I saw the trends. That's why he said it.
I should have had you predicting trends for me.
No, you know, I don't know, not trends, but I understood. I would read, and I would share it with my parents. But they allowed us to share it, because our parents didn't treat us like children. They treat us with respect as adults. And my parents, well, some parents would not listen to a 14 or 15-year-old, but my parents were different. My father actually believed that I knew what I was talking about.
So moving forward, you're in high school, you get elected to these offices, and that's one way in America